Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are so back with another video of bad officiating in South African football. But then again, before we get to that, let's just say big round of applause to the big three. The big three have shown themselves that like they are back. The big three is back. Mamelodi Sundowns, Orlando Pirates, and Kaizer Chiefs are back. And as a South African loving football fan, I'm happy. I could not be happier with that. Having Orlando Pirates, Kaizer Chiefs, and Mamelodi Sundowns in the semi-finals of Nedbank Cup. Honestly, bro, I'm happy to have those teams in the semi-finals of MTN of Nedbank Cup, and also I believe that the sponsor, the Nedbank Cup, as the sponsors, they must be happier with those results because it's gonna do so much for the brand of Nedbank, having the big three in the semi-final. Oh no, I know Mamelodi Sundowns is here to play the game against Ikukuno because the game was postponed today. But then again, there's high chances of Mamelodi Sundowns reaching the semi-finals against Ikukuno. And also, I'm willing to put my head on the line and say Mamelodi Sundowns will reach the semi-finals and potentially face Orlando Pirates, Kaizer Chiefs, or yeah, both teams, Orlando Pirates or Kaizer Chiefs, in the semi-finals. And I think that will do so much well for the Nedbank as the sponsors of this tournament. Let's go. Let's get into the main nitty gritty of today. What really happened today? Because there's still, I mean, again, we had bad of officiating in the Mamelodi Sundowns game against Golden Arrows midweek, and then today, Kaizer Chiefs against Stellenbosch, we still had bad officiating. Do we have when did we have VAR in South African football? When did referees consult with linesmen if the goal is legit? That's my question. Because today in the Kaizer Chiefs games against Stellenbosch, we had a situation where the Kaizer Chiefs goal was initially called offside, but then the ref went to consult with the lineman. And also another important thing, after I think that was prior to Kaizer Chiefs scoring or after, but then the lineman had his flag up and then he called the goal off. I don't know if that was because of offside or because of foul. And then the ref has had a consultation with the lineman. And after a couple of minutes of that consultation, not even a couple of minutes, couple of seconds of that consultation, the goal was ruled to be a legitimate goal. And my question is, when did we have VAR in South African football? Yes, for me, the Kaizer Chiefs goal looked like it was a legitimate goal. But then the question is, when did we have that situation where the ref had to consult with the lineman and decide if the goal is legitimate or not? Because we all know that we don't have VAR and we've never seen such scenes in South African football. So, yet again, the South African referees find a reason to be the main show. The South African referees find a reason to be at the talk of the town because right now, I go on Twitter. If you go on Twitter, the referees is trending on Twitter, and because of one thing, because of the bad officiating that we saw in the Kaizer Chiefs game against Stellenbosch. So, what does this mean about, or what does this say about South African football? Is this good? Is this a good thing for South African football or a bad thing for South African football? Does this bring more or new spectators into South African football, or does this make the existing spectators to lose faith and hope in South African football? That's my main question for you. And also the main question that like most people have, because right now South African football, if I'm being honest, is on the rise. And if South African football is on the rise, we need better officiating. And what we are being given right now is all round bad officiating, and it needs to stop. That's my opening remarks about today's encounters. Another thing that I need to go to before even going to into like the possibilities of Kaizer Chiefs facing Mamelodi Sundowns, Pirates, or both big three facing each other in the semifinals of Telkom, I mean Nedbank Cup. I just want to, for those people that kind of like maybe missed this goal, the Kaizer Chiefs goal, around 94th minutes, almost 95th minutes, with only 1 minute remaining. The Kaizer Chiefs was playing against Stellenbosch. The score was still nil-nil in the 95th minutes. The Kaizer Chiefs had a corner which was played by, is that like a Shabalala? I think that is Mudus Shabalala, if I'm not mistaken. And keeper, for me, it looks like the guy that scored the goal for Kaizer Chiefs was in an offside position. That's what I'm seeing from this view or from this video right now, right? So it looks to me to be in an offside position. So the ref called it to be offside. That was Modi. That was Modi. I'm sorry. Steven defense looked to me as if it was an offside. Even like now, I still maintain my opinion that like I think that was an offside. But then the ref had to consult with the lineman. The lineman literally like he raised the flag on without the ref calling the goal offside. The ref, I mean, the lineman literally like had his flag off, his flag up, and calling the goal off to be an offside. Let's see what happens after that. Stephen tried to parry the ball away, and then it landed to Modi. And Modi, for me, I think Modi was in an offside position. If I'm being honest, Modi was in an offside position. So after a couple of seconds, with consultation with the lineman, I mean, the thing is, the lineman is the one that called this goal off. The lineman is the one that called this goal off. So I don't know after why he felt the reason to call this uh, to overrule his own decision. That's actually what makes it worse. He literally like overruled his own decision. Why did he rule his own decision? Why, if he didn't believe that was an offside, why did he raise his own flag? That raises a question, and I think that's going to be the main thing all weekend. People are gonna be talking about this decision all weekend. So here, yet again, we have referees, South African referees, trying to be the man of the match, literally trying to be the man of the match of this game. Because for me, this was such a spectacular game. This was such a fantastic game for South African football fans. But then again, the South African football referees, man, they still find a reason to be to steal all the headlines, because how do this was like a legitimate offside for me. This was an offside, and if you've been watching my videos, you know very well that I'm very neutral, I'm very fair in my takes. But then I just don't understand why the ref had to recall or change his decisions. I just don't understand that, because for me this was a legitimate offside. And then after a couple of seconds of consultation with the ref, he decided like, nah, the goal is an offside. But then again, when did we have such things? When last did we have such things in South African football that like you have the lineman having initially calling the goal off, changing his decision? We have never seen that in South African football. We have literally never seen that. And this just like putting petrol into already a burning fire, because already the South African football South African referees are already in a like what do you call uh, 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 they have been trending all week. They've been trending for dubious calls and making decisions that like look suspicious, and they're not helping themselves. They're not helping themselves, because to me, you can't tell me this was an offside. This wasn't an offside, because to me, this was a legitimate offside. It was a legitimate offside for this guy to actually change his mind. I don't know, maybe it was a pressure from the fans, and he literally like found himself in a situation where like um he is damned whether you do or don't. But then as a referee and wanting maybe to see yourself eventually being FIFA accredited and also refereeing or officiating in the World Cup, you never want to ref in the World Cup you if you're going to succumb to the pressure from the fans, because that's what he did. He succumbed to the pressure from the fans, because obviously like this game was played in Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. PE, which is obviously like dominantly Kaizer Chiefs fans were dominating the stadium. So he found himself in a situation where like now there's so many Kaizer Chiefs fans in the stadium. If like and he made the main, I mean the most or the most let me see what's the word, controversial. Not it was not even a controversial decision because the goal was a legitimate offside. He was right to call that goal off or to say it was an offside. So to have this ref actually succumbing to the pressure from the fans, it just tells you that like he doesn't have what it takes to rev South African to officiate in the PSL games because this is the kind of official that we have in South African football. We literally have had an incident midweek in the Memelodi Sundowns game against Golden Arrows. We had a ref calling Memelodi two of Memelodi Sundowns goals, calling them offside. Saying also the refs calling what is it? Giving Mamelodi Sundowns into a penalty that was should not have been a penalty. So we have a serious issues in South African football when it comes to referees, and this issue has been happening for over a decade now. This issues of poor officiating has been happening during the days of Pitso Mosimane. Has been happening even prior to the days of Pitso Mosimane. And even post Pitso Mosimane, we still have bad officiating in South African football. So my question is, when is it ever going to stop? When is it ever going to stop? Because you can't tell me that like this was not an offside. And also, when did we have referees consulting each other or match officials consulting each other about if the goal was legitimate or not? We've never seen such things in South African football. We have never seen such things in South African football. And so after a couple of seconds consultation, the ref called the goal legitimate. How was this a legitimate goal? My question, and again, I feel for Steve Barker. I feel for Steve Barker because I feel like he was hard done by in the MTN Ace finals against Orlando Pirates. He's still getting hard done by in the quarterfinals against Kaizer Chiefs. But then again, let's move on from the Kaizer Chiefs game against Stellenbosch. Having Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates, and possibly Mamelodi Sundowns in the semi-finals of Nedbank Cup. That is good for South African football. Let's forget the controversy that led Kaizer Chiefs to reaching the semi-finals of Nedbank. Let's focus on the big three being in the Nedbank Cup finals. That is good for South African football. That is actually very good for South African football because what it does is that like it brings more fans into the stadiums. It brings more attention into South African football, brings more attention to Nedbank. So Nedbank are eventually ultimate winners in this. Nedbank are ultimate winners in this because they imagine if Net we a Soweto Derby Nedbank Cup final, which hopefully does not happen because I want Mamelodi Sundowns to reach finals. So there's a possibility of huge marketing for Nedbank. So if Orlando Pirates face Kaizer Chiefs in the Nedbank, it's guaranteed that that game will be played at FNB. If you have Mamelodi Sundowns facing either Chiefs or it's guaranteed that that Nedbank Cup final should be played at FNB. You will have over 90,000 fans in the stadium. You will have, I can just imagine the amount of PR that is going to go behind that final. But then again, let's forget about the sponsors, the PR, the marketing, and all of that. Just having the big three in the semifinals of the major. Also, bear in mind, this is the major tournament. This is the major tournament. This because you have all the teams from the ABC ABC Motsepe and even lower leagues and the main league, which is PSL, in this cup. So this like the FA Cup in England. This is like Copa del Rey in Spain. This is like what is it called? Is it called Copa in Italy? So this like the main tournament in South African football. So to have the big three in the semi-finals, I feel like I'm excited about it. As a South African loving fan, South African football loving fan, I'm excited about that, and I want to see that happening. Having the main teams, the big three in the semi-finals. Because I think tomorrow we'll have let me see, I think it's Durban City going against Marumo Gallants tomorrow. Uh, I think Kaizer Chiefs can beat Marumo Gallant. Whatever, whichever team goes through in the semi-finals between Marumo Gallant and Durban City, I don't think both teams can actually reach the final. So I'm just excited of the prospect of having Mamelodi Sundowns, Kaizer Chiefs, and Orlando Pirates in the semi-finals of the Nedbank Cup. So that I think that will make the fans so super excited, man. I think that will do great for South African football. I think that will do so much great for South African football, man. Especially going to 2025 and 2026 seasons next seasons. I think that will literally. I know most of Kaizer Chiefs fans don't have the they're not optimistic. Yo, what the fuck? This whole man, this whole sports such optimism about the team anymore. But then having if Chiefs reach the finals, can you imagine? Can you imagine if Kaizer Chiefs reaches the finals of the Nedbank Cup? They have not reached finals of any trophy in a very long time. Can you imagine if they actually go on and reach the finals of the Nedbank? I think that will literally bring back all those fans that had lost hope in Kaizer Chiefs. It will bring back all those fans that like didn't believe in South African football anymore because of they had alliances with Kaizer Chiefs and they felt like the Kaizer Chiefs was no longer going in the direction that like it was going into before. So I think that will do great for South African football, and I think South African football will benefit so much, huge amount of publicity if you have Kaizer Chiefs, Mamelodi Sundowns, or Orlando Pirates in the finals. That's my what you call it? That's my opinion. But then again, it's important because Kaizer Chiefs today they look strong. I need to be honest. I mean, you look at the starting 11 of Kaizer Chiefs: Bryce Vuma, Rosler, Dove in the left back, who has been super solid ever since he came back. Miguel having, I think this is the guy that should be the captain for Kaizer Chiefs. I think Kaizer Chiefs, the coach Nabi needs to like have the balls and say, you know what, uh, Yusuf Mat, since you're not the mainstay in the starting level, can you be the vice captain and Miguel be the main captain? Because Miguel has ever since he went to Kaizer Chiefs has been instrumental in defense when it comes to has been very much instrumental in the defensive line of Kaizer Chiefs. Also stepping out and taking the penalty for Kaizer Chiefs, stepping up instead of Serino, who has been taking penalty for Memelodi Sundowns before, and taking penalty instead of Serino, instead of Lilepo, who's been like honestly a breath of fresh air for Kaizer Chiefs fans, and also Dupreez, who is hungry for goals. He scored in the last game, and today he was also very lively in the front line for Kaizer Chiefs. So for Miguel to step up and say like, no, I'm gonna take this penalty, it tells you all you need to know about the guy. That like he has all the minerals to be the main captain at Kaizer Chiefs. So I think the coach Nabi needs to give the responsibility to Miguel and just say, look, you know what, Miguel, you're gonna be my captain going forward. You are my captain, and I'm going to rely on you. And you can see that like the guy, he wants to have the responsibility of being the main captain of Kaizer Chiefs. I mean, he's been at Kaizer Chiefs for doesn't even have a year at Kaizer Chiefs, but then already you can see that like his presence in that Kaizer Chiefs lineup is so visible and so instrumental for Kaizer Chiefs going forward. Also, Dav Omen left back, I think ever since he came back, has been instrumental. Tabutsele being the lone six and having Ngobo and Sirino in the number 10, Lilepo and Modi on either side of the attack of the attack for Kaizer Chiefs, and Ashley Duplessis being the number 9. I thought Kaizer Chiefs played well today. I thought Kaizer Chiefs were instrumental going forward, and yes, despite the dubious call from the lineman, I think they were more threatening that than Stellenbosch, because like you go back to there's no statistics in there. But then again, let's just go back to the let me see, Aston Villa still leading Brentford. Yeah, okay, let's just see what the weight referees trending in South African football. And then we have Pilan Sikwe here say in Europe they have VAR, in SA we have AAR, audio assistant referee, pathetic refereeing, but win is a win. A good equals Alipeli Moya. You know what? It's good, man. It's good to see Kaizer Chiefs fans also not agreeing with this. It's actually good to see Kaizer Chiefs fans not agreeing with this because the very same thing that happened to Stellenbosch, it can happen to Kaizer Chiefs next week. And also, who gave this referees or these officials the authority to consult with the linemen or other officials on whether if the goal should be called off or not? Who gave them that authority? Because what this will do, it will just spark more debates about bad officiating in South African football. Because when did we have assistant what is it as EAR in South African football? Audio assistance referees. When did we have that? When did we have that? That's my question. And then we have bro, like there's nothing that was overruled there. The ref gave the goal. The ref gave the goal initially. Okay, and this is an this is an Kaizer Chiefs fan. A referee are allowed to overrule linesmen. The referees of those matches that Steve Barker's referencing, Chavani Tom Gaza, the epicenter of controversy. Any surprises there? Okay, and then we have linesman said that there was a foul on Stellenbosch keeper. As Matlo fouled him, he was right. Bobby looks to his phone and referee changes linesman's decision. Banana League. Look, to me, I don't know, man. To me, it looked like it was an offside. To me, it looked like it was an offside because let me just play this. Okay, this is not. But I had the let me see. I had the to me it looked like it was an offside because let me just play this video again. Just watch this video. The free kick is played and then here is the ball away. Then it made ricochet. I don't know if it ricocheted from the Stellenbosch of or the Stellenbosch or Kaizer Chiefs player. But then if that ball ricocheted Stellenbosch or I mean Kaizer Chiefs player, it is an offside because you look at Modi there. He's in front of everyone. Modi is in front of everyone. He only has Stephens who's in front of him. So I'm gonna play the clip again. To play again. I need you, which will be at least a bit like zoomed in. So I want you to pay attention to see who made the last contact with the ball before it reached Modi. I think that will tell us everything. Hello, hello, hi. So yeah, man, like I'm sorry about that. I was still on a call. So you can see, okay. So one thing that I've noticed while watching this clip is that like it is the Stellenbosch ref, Stellenbosch player that makes the last contact with the ball before it reaches Modi. So you can see like Stephens parried the ball away, and then it hits the Stellenbosch player. And then after hitting Stellenbosch player, then it got to Modi. So I think that that is for me. It changes my opinion. For me, that's an onside because it was Basetian. I think it's Basetian, the last player that touched the ball before it got to Modi. So you had two Stellenbosch player, which are Stephens, and I think that is Bazidane making the contact with the ball before it reaches Modi. So to me, it makes the goal legitimate. So I don't understand why the lineman had to raise his flag up because like now he just brought more attention to him because what he should have done, just let the goal be because this was a legitimate goal. It was a legitimate goal, and yeah, man, South African football, we really desperately need VAR because this has been happening. It happened midweek in the Memelodi Sundowns game against Golden Arrows, happening again in the Kaizer Chiefs game against Stellenbosch. When will we say enough is enough? This legitimate goal, man. I think the landman just brought unnecessary attention to himself. So well done to Kaizer Chiefs, going to the semi-finals of Nedbank, deservedly so. And then they got their third goal with who's this boy? Fundo Villegas, who took his goal very well. Composer from Fundo Villegas. Let's just hear what Steve Barker had to say about this. Let's just hear what Steve Barker had to say about this. Not gonna have the audio, but then you can tell that like he's not happy. He's not happy with the decision. But then to me, the ref just brought unnecessary attention to himself. The goal was illegitimate. It was not offside. Again, we need VAR in South African football so that like such a decision can be clarified. Because right now, if you're a Stellenbosch fan, you're not happy. If you are a neutral fan in South African football, you're also not happy because you don't want so much attention being given to the match officials instead of because this was a legitimate goal. After watching the play and also seeing that like it was a Stellenbosch player that made the last contact with the what is it? It was a Basadian that made the last contact before the ball reached Modi. This was a legitimate goal. This was a legitimate goal. And I just don't understand why the landman had to raise his flag up. But then again, move away from the controversy. Kaizer Chiefs played well. They are the deserving winners of this encounter. They're going to the semi-finals, possibly to face Orlando Pirates, Memelodi Sundowns or or Sikukune or Durban City or what's this game? Marumo Gallant. As a South African football fan, I'm happy. I'm excited about what's to come. And I hope this keeps going because I want big games in South African football because big games bring more fans into the stadium. Big games attract new spectators for South African football and more marketing for South African football. Ultimately, we have better football matches, which what matters the most. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Adios amigos. Peace out. See you guys soon. Thank you.